listening to music is like having sex. It's like totally necessary. Hello YouTube! As you can probably tell, I am in a hotel room. Oh wait, I should lean this way. Yes, I'm in a hotel room. And no, this is not just any hotel room. And no, it's not Vegas, although that would be cool. This is essentially the Vegas of people who are nerdy like I am. And I am currently at Stanford. Woo! It's so exciting. Anyway, there's this really cool conference happening this weekend, and tonight there's a concert with music by Josquin, who is an amazing 15th century composer, and I love his music. Yay! Anyway, back to the subject. Today we are not talking about Josquin, and we are not really talking about Stanford. Today we are talking about something really important, and that's not really discussed all that often, and that is why we like music. Because, I mean, like I mentioned in the intro video to the channel, pretty much everyone does. There's a very, very small percent of the population that can say with any certainty that they don't like any kind of music, and it sucks to be them, right? Because music is awesome. But why on earth do we like it? It's kind of a mystery to most people, and it was a mystery to me too, so I decided to do some research. And what I have come across is that music has been around as long as our collective human memory can remember. You know, I'm sure all of you have heard of cave art, that's like, you know, painted handprints and all that kind of stuff. But what you may not know is that in a lot of those locations where there's been cave art, there has also been music. We found bone flutes, we found drums. All signs point to the fact that these ancient ancestors of ours dug music as much as we did. And the question is, why? Why is that? Especially at a time when, you know, you were pretty much getting chased around by huge giant monsters all the time and you had to be super careful to just not die all the time. It has to do with science, actually. Scientists have been trying to determine the effect music has on the brain for several years now. And one of the things they've discovered is that there's no single music center for the brain. Instead, when you're listening, performing, writing music, it uses like a gajillion different areas in the brain. And gajillion is the scientific term for it, I promise. For example, if you focus on the harmonies of a piece, then the right temporal auditory areas are lit up. But if you focus on the structure of a piece, so, you know, let's say you're listening and you're focusing chorus, verse, bridge of a rock ballad or something, then the frontal lobe is what's mainly used there. Another really interesting scientific area of study is the way that music affects our emotional responses. So, you know, when you're listening to a song and you get that chill that runs down your spine and you get goosebumps all over your arms and it's like amazing? That's the kind of emotional response I'm talking about. And the pleasure centers in the brain that create this response are the same ones that are accessed when you're eating and when you're having sex. Okay, so this has led to some really interesting discussions because the stimulation that you get from food and sex are because food and sex are a biological imperative to survive as a species. You need the food in order to nourish your body, and you need to have sex in order to keep your species going. Procreate, man. So the fact that music provides that same response is really interesting, and it kind of suggests that there might be an evolutionary advantage to being able to listen to music. Perhaps the reason that you have a biological imperative to listen to music is that while food nourishes the body, music has been shown to nourish the mind. Studies have shown that by listening to music, you get increased confidence, improved self-trust, sharpened self-discipline, and general tasks are a lot easier to accomplish. Also, rhythmic music has been shown to help organizational skills and math skills. So, you know, if you need help with math, you could just really pay attention to that beat in your favorite rap song, maybe. Some of you may have heard of the field of music therapy, and that's where music is used to treat a variety of health issues. Some of these issues can be depression, or seizures, insomnia, ADD. It's actually pretty cool. When I was in high school, I used to volunteer at a nonprofit children's hospital, and my main job was to go around with a music therapist and sing and play music with the kids recovering from really painful surgeries. I was like, oh, well, it'll be nice, we're just going around and cheering them up. But no, there's a much larger impact than just cheering them up. When you are singing music and when you're making music, because you're using so many areas of the brain can't comprehend pain the same way it does when you're just sitting around and feeling sad in a bed. Performing music and listening to music has been shown to release endorphins, which, as you all know from Elle Woods and Legally Blonde, endorphins make you happy. And the reason it does that is because endorphins help to stimulate healing and help lessen pain. So we were able to extend the periods between pain medication doses for these kids recovering from, club foot surgeries, cleft palate surgeries, just because they were listening to music and they didn't feel the pain as much. That is so cool! For those of you who aren't just sciencey minded, there are other reasons why we like music. One of the big ones is memory association. Certain songs and musical pieces can have a strong memory associated with it. For example, I have an extremely happy memory associated with the song Banshee Beat by Animal Collective, which if you've never heard of it, or then you totally ought to look them up because they're amazing and I love them. And every time I hear that song, that memory flushes back into my brain like it was yesterday, and I'm so happy. This can also kind of work in the reverse though. You can have negative associations with songs. I used to date a guy who was obsessed with Get Low by Lil Jon, and I came to associate this song with that guy so strongly that when I realized what an absolute douche he was, the song was like forever poisoned in my mind. Not that it had a great impression to begin with. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, while I was doing this research, I came across a small group of people who don't like music at all, which consequently leads to them having an extremely sucky social life. Now this, in and of itself, seems like it'd be a really great topic for a video, so maybe I'll file that one away for another time, another video. Let me know if you guys like this video. It's not your usual music history video. This is more just interesting stuff about music that I find super cool. I also just wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone that's seen these videos so far. I looked at the stats of my videos yesterday and saw that the videos have been seen in 52 different countries, which blows my mind. That is the coolest thing that has happened to me in a really long time, and I'm really glad that you guys are interested in this and that this is something you all want to see. So let me know what you want to learn about, and I will do my best to make a video about it. Musicology.